And on today's show, how small business planning can elevate your own business in your community. Part 3 of this week's series on packaging financial sales suites, the Sales Packaging Pro, Mark James. Hi everyone, I'm Steve Savant, syndicated financial columnist and contributing author to InsMark, Life Specs, and Backroom Technician. Let's get down to business. Well, welcome to day 3, Mark.
Steve, thanks for having me again.
Well, I love how you condense things down and make it manageable. A lot of our agents are not full-blown planners and advisors, and they actually sell packaged ways and suites, and they have their methodologies and approaches are sometimes very narrow. And you have so many. We're just talking about 5 this week that are popular. And this one, you tell me this is a huge one. I've been using it for a long time, but walk us through it. This is business planning. How big is business planning when people come to your suites and look at this?
You know, this is one of the most popular modules that we have because a lot of financial advisors and insurance agents, they have a tough time breaking into working with small businesses. Backroom Technician by Advices can really help them accelerate their entry into this really great market.
Well, I love, and I want to go back there for a second. This is a huge suite. We can't go through the whole thing today in our show, but we're just talking about so many things. I use their buy-sell agreement, their cross-purchase. I even have a few others, but I love the continuation. The fact finder is excellent. This is some of the basic issues. These are commonly asked questions, and I got to tell you, after 30 years being in the business, I can't remember the actual sequence. I always go down this line of thinking and ask the same questions I've been asking ever since you guys actually constructed and made this.
Well, you know, a financial advisor once told me he uses Backroom Technician to really grow his business planning practice. And the way he does it is he puts together a customized presentation. Because you can customize the cover sheet for Backroom Technician, he actually goes out and takes a picture of a business, puts together a real thought-provoking presentation like we have here on business planning, actually delivers it to the business, and basically says, hey, to the business owner, when you have a chance, take a look at this. If you'd like to get together with me, I'd be happy to buy you a cup of coffee, and we can sit down. I can show you how I help small businesses in the area, because only about 25% of small business owners, have life insurance for any particular reason. So it's really important to be able to break into this market. It's very difficult to do that.
When I'm looking at this, it's looking at all the kinds of partnerships that could, and Backroom Technician addresses all of them. I may be a sole owner. I may have partners and associates. I may be a S Corp, a C Corp. I might be an LLC. It addresses several different entities and how it works in succession planning. I think this is really important to note that I can come into this suite even if I've never met the client before, and I already have all that information all in the vast menu. I think you said you had over 600 and something reports.
That's correct. And business planning, one of the modules that we have, has a lot of reports in it. Even though a lot of small business owners may have, for example, a cross-purchase buy-sell agreement in place, maybe you've got a partner in the business, for example, they don't necessarily have it funded. And that's the real big problem small business owners have. And of course, we can do a business continuation analysis, a needs analysis right in the software for a small business owner to tell them the most effective ways to finance and actually fund that cross-purchase or buy-sell agreement.
When I'm looking through this and I'm looking at basic comment, and I'm looking at the probability of death before 65, I've noticed that a lot of businesses that a small minority are same age. Maybe they're both in their late 50s or 60s. But today I've noticed intergenerational, where maybe the senior partner is 62, but the next people up are 48. 46, 39. And the spread between ages and being able to do this is a calculation that we have to make. And you incorporate that into the software.
Yeah, we do that because, you know, most people, they don't like to adjust their mortality. It's something that's difficult to talk about or think about. We don't do that very often. But here we have in this report, Commonly Asked Business Continuation Questions, we have what is the probability of death prior to age 65, which would be most people's normal retirement age, and it's a lot larger than most people think. So to have a business continuation plan in place is so important for a small business. You
know, sometimes business owners spend their health to get their wealth. So
absolutely.
So this is really a good thing to. All these questions, and what I was doing, I've looked at different areas of Backroom Technician as far as business, and anytime I have questions, this really is thought-provoking. I have actually sent this out ahead of the appointment and said, could you just read through these common questions and just go ahead and jot down the ones that really speak to you and really stand out to you.
Absolutely, and again, with small business planning, It's not necessarily always just the death of the owner. It could also be the disability of owner or the loss of a key employee. These are all important things that could happen with small business, and planning for those scenarios is definitely something a small business owner would like to do.
I like to be the quarterback of my team. I'm looking at this one here. It says, meet the planning team. I noticed that I want to be the CEO of the team if I'm the lead advisor, and whether I'm going to have an estate or a business planning attorney. And remember, much of Americans' total wealth is actually in their small business. So it really takes a lot of time to bring to bear what kind of not only business succession planning, but how that's going to impact the estate. And of course, if I'm going to be using life insurance in any of these equations, I need to really have a life underwriter online and taxes. I got to have a CPA.
Sure.
I have to build my team out. This is really a great thing to use to actually evangelize, and I've done this many times, to the fiduciary market. I'm trying to say, I need to build a team. Would you join my team as a CPA, as an attorney, and as an estate planning aficionado? I want to be able to build my team out and look at for financial professionals. Maybe I don't do money management. I want to outsource that, right? I want to build my team, be the CEO. I love this page. It works good for the client because they see that we're actually doing something beyond our own counsel, and as well as an evangelistic tool to recruit people to work with me.
Well, most small business owners don't realize how many people they need on their team. They think they can handle all of it.
Oh, that's so true.
And this talks about exactly who they need to have on their team. But this is an important report right here in Backroom Technician, something that you can use in working with a small business owner. This is a business events checklist. And most small business owners, when you sit down and talk with them, they have a difficult time, playing their hand too much about their business. But this business checklist gives the owner or small business planner the opportunity to talk about some common events that might happen, some areas of interest and concern, as well as being able to talk to the advisor about many things that can happen to somebody individually as a business owner, but also the small business itself.
Backroom Technician has a life event for personal, for one-on-one, not business, similar to this. I have been using that for almost 20 years. This event, you cannot keep track of this in your head. I love how this tasks you through basic events that will occur in life, and I'm telling you right now, most of our consumers, when they look at this, they say, half of those I never even thought about.
Exactly, or when they're going to meet with you, they forget to talk about some of these areas of concern. So it's great to have a checklist. Give this to them before you sit down and meet with them, and have them talk, check off what the common events are. Could be the death of a family member, or the gain or loss of a business partner, health concerns, for example, employee benefits, estate planning, a lot of information in here.
We come back from the break. We're going to continue more about talking about this module, talking about businesses and how you can actually introduce yourself into the business market and be fully equipped, even if you're a new person or a rookie in the business. We'll be right back after the break. It's not how much money you make for your clients, it's how much money they get to keep, especially in retirement. But retirement income could cause Social Security benefits to be taxed. One tax advantage alternative is life insurance, designed as a non-modified endowment contract that can generate tax-free income without taxing Social Security benefits. These contracts offer differing funding options depending upon your client's risk tolerance. For more information on how life insurance can be part of your retirement planning, just email me at steve@downtobusiness.tv. Brought to you by Ash Brokerage, the practice enhancement company. Well, welcome back to the second segment. Of course, I'm with Mark James, who's really great at putting together these suites that I really believe can have impact on your practice and actually give you a uniqueness in front of your new prospects and your clients. We're talking about the importance of a business continuation plan, which actually presumes that somebody in our partnership or part of our owners, somebody might be disabled, somebody might die in case that occurs. And you know what? We think that this doesn't occur, but actually disability, as an example, seems to occur quite a bit.
Absolutely, and one of the important pieces that you can get out of Backroom Technician when talking about business planning is what the importance of a business continuation plan is. And again, we talked about cross-purchase buy-sell agreements or buy-sell agreements and how most of them aren't funded a few moments ago. But what are the competing interests in a small business where there's a cross-purchase buy-sell agreement? The heirs of the deceased want to get as much as they can for the business. Those that are left to run the business, they don't want to pay as much for the business. So there's some competing interests here. And of course, there's potential problems without having a written agreement and a business continuation plan. And one of the things that Backroom Technician by Advisus does is we have that module. We can do that analysis on the small business.
If you've never done this before, remember, just look down at the bottom of the screen. This is our URL link to Backroom Technician's 30-day free trial offer. If you want to go out there and peruse this section of the business, it's excellent. I've been using the buy, sell, cross purchase, stock redemption, and wait and see trust documents, I mean, a good solid 20 years. So this could really help you, and go ahead and try it. I think the test drive, you'll convince yourself this is really a great piece to go after. Now, when we're talking about the importance, we're doing reasons to, I have the importance, now I have to value this.
Absolutely, and reasons to value a business is because competing owners, or the heirs of competing owners in this case, have different reasons to value it a different way. So it's really important to get an independent valuation of the business. So you can set up that module of business planning and make it effective for both the owners and their heirs. So it's really a great piece on reasons to value a business here.
And I can actually use the software to get a fair market value on this, to get it kind of in the game.
Well, what we can do is we can show you through our needs analysis the best ways to pay for that business continuation and how to do that. And of course, there's a number of different ways you can do that in the evaluation, but bottom line is the least expensive way to pay for that business continuation once you value the business is to do it through life insurance, of course. And again, I'll mention that cross-purchase buy-sell agreements, a lot of them are in place, but most all of them aren't funded.
When we're looking at the three basic concepts, and that leads me, when I first read this years ago, I said, well, somebody's walked through this valuation techniques. Talk about a little bit about the professionals behind Backroom Technician who put these documents together. Because we're not just talking about advisors, we're talking about people who know the valuation method.
Well, at Backroom Technician by Advisus, we have a lot of industry professionals that help us, as well as most all of the reports in Backroom Technician are FINRA reviewed as well. So when we talk about experts in their field, we employ them to help us write these particular reports. We also have within our company experts on different areas of a practice as well that help put together and write all of these.
This information can be quite heady and something very deep, but I've noticed that you not only have professionals writing this, but it's actually in English. It's pretty good communication skill sets who's writing this, because I got it most of the time on the first pass.
Well, Steve, we call Backroom Technician reports written in what we call people speak or client speak. So we can take very complex investment and insurance topics, and we can really break them down so the client's going to be able to understand them. So we really write this not for the advisor as much as we do for the client.
Now, you did mention that this is FINRA reviewed, and I've noticed that not only is it reviewed, but you actually have the FINRA reviewed paperwork behind these reports. So if it touches anything that's a security, anything possibly a security, you have that behind it.
Even though most of the largest insurance companies and broker-dealers in the United States have reviewed Backroom Technician, and we have approvals from many of them. If you're not on that approved list, you can include the FINRA letters that'll print when you print a whole presentation together. So you can include those FINRA letters when you're sending it to your broker-dealer for review, for example.
To me, that's really powerful, because everybody always says, hey, I want to be able to use this, but do I have to float this by my compliance officer? Well, you always have to push it through compliance. But most of the compliance, after seeing the FINRA reviewed docs, are pretty okay with using the software or a specific report.
And also, because it's a customized approach, it's a customized presentation, you can also implement the broker-dealer's disclosures right in the presentation.
So if you're looking to enter the business market and you're saying, I want to touch all these issues of business succession as well as business evaluation, this software is an educational tool. And I can't underscore this as much as I close out the show today. I learned so much from Backroom Technician strictly from an educational point of view. Most of us are not working through career shops. We don't have the education we once had back in the day. This is a great tutorial. If I didn't have it for anything else, I have it for my own support and my own knowledge base. It's huge. Well, that's all the time we have for today's show. Remember, before moving forward with any of the ideas on our show, always consult a tax advisor, legal counsel, or your broker-dealer compliance officer. Missed an episode? Just go out to our video archives. And remember, you could be wiser as an educated advisor. I'm Steve Savant. We'll see you.